Welcome, everyone, from Egypt. I am here live at the Oberoi, that's how you say it, the Oberoi Resort in Hurghada, Egypt, on the Red Sea. So I am so excited to be here. I apologize for missing last week. There was just no internet. And so, but we are here today. So I am so glad, and I'm so excited that so many of you are here already, and many more showing up. So yes, Jerry, you made it live. So it's so great to see all of you. I've got a lot to share, and I don't have any notes, so I'm just going to share spontaneously as Spirit is moving through me. So we are here in Egypt with a group of about 44 other high vibrational healers and activated high vibrational people, conscious entrepreneurs. And we have started at the south in Abu Simbel, and we're working our way up through all the temples, getting activated. Each one activates various chakras. And the thing that is the biggest thing that we're doing that is super powerful with this group, with Christoph and his wife Alea, is he is an absolute master at clearing these different energies, and he also has another team member, Jonathan. I think is that his name? Maybe I'm wrong. Who is also helping him. So they're all working together as a team. And we also had the pleasure of having Thomas, who is a channel for can't remember at the moment. And if anyone's on who knows who Thomas is a channel for, it might spontaneously spew out. But at any rate, very also high vibrational, clear channel, pure heart. Amazing to have him on board as well. So we've had this great support team. And what we've been doing is we've been going to each of the temples and clearing this ancient architecture that has been set up by the dark forces of the planet, the cabal, and the reptilian forces, etc. And it's been absolutely fascinating to see the structures that they've had in place that we have been dismantling and bringing in new codes, or helping the original codes begin to emerge. And so it's been an absolutely fascinating process to watch and to experience. And so as a result, we've all been experiencing a lot of activations in ourselves. Maybe you can hear I have a little bit of what some would call a head cold. But I want to tell you the difference between how you know if you're sick, and if you're actually experiencing detox. So there's a couple ways to know, and one of the biggest ways is your energy level. If you have a lot of energy still, chances are you're not sick. You're experiencing a detox. And of course, we've been doing all of these activations, so this is what's inspired a lot of these symptoms. And also, there was another thought I had about the wellness. It is escaping me. While I'm thinking, let me check who's here. I'm so glad to see so many of you here today. And Michael Harris, thank you, Nesta. That's great. Michael Harris is the person who's channeled by Thomas, so that was excellent. Great to have you here, Jalpa. Some of you know. All right, great. So nice to see so many of the people that are actually here on the tour visiting tonight as well. So this is a lot of fun seeing all of you here. So we have Colorado, we have Selma's in New York, we have London, we have, where are some of you else from? That Jalpa's from India, and we have a great international group here. And the majority of people tend to watch this as a recording. But nonetheless, so those of you who are new, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about the subject at hand, which is all about activating our abundance codes. And so what we've been doing here is every temple that we've been visiting, as we help to restore the original codes and the original architecture, etheric architecture for all of these temples, it's able to broadcast a completely new frequency. So we've been healing so many things, and there's no way I could ever do any of it justice, but trust me, it's been intense. The very first day, we were able to secure the Temple of Philae completely to ourselves. So just that in and of itself is a very big challenge. And so we had it for 2 full hours from 4 a.m. till 6 p.m. And of course, the team does which is Christoph, his wife, and that whole core team. They do an initial clearing based on what they're seeing energetically and his amazing tools that he uses. And then after that, we're able to explore the temple. But in this case, we were in the pitch black. We were in the Holy of Holies, in the most sacred part of this temple. And for me, it was a massive activation where there were just so many tears. So it was shared with me that I was apparently one of the last priestesses that was among the last priestesses at this temple before the dark forces took over and took away all of the magic from this temple. And so there was this big, deep grieving that was going on. And at the same time, the light language kicked in, and I was bringing in the codes. I could feel the codes coming in from the original template from when I was there as a priestess. And so that felt very powerful. And so everyone on this tour has different codes and different information, different keys and knowledge that they're each bringing their unique frequencies to this. And so everyone is playing their own part in activating certain things. And it's just all been super, super amazing. There's another thing that happened that was also very, very powerful. So for those of you who were part of the last 16-day MediClearing, which was all about health and wellness, and every day we spent a few minutes, since it was all about health and wellness, going through all of the different body systems, body organs, and not only raising the capacity of each of these body systems, organs, etc., but then all these people, these guides that are channeling through me, thought it would be a great idea to measure and elevate our light quotient, which is measured in millivolts. And so according to a doctor, can't remember her name, the millivolts should be between 70 and 90. So of course, I always push it to the limit, right? And so we bring all of these different body system organs, etc., up to 90 millivolts. So that the level of light quotient that we were all starting to occupy was quite big. In fact, so many people having massive activations and just being able to have their whole nervous system calm down. They were starting to feel safe in their bodies, and all kinds of things were happening. At any rate, as a result of that program, on the very last day, at the closing circle, at the end of the closing circle, my guides gave me 5 keys. I didn't know what this meant. I just know that it related to the heart and the solar plexus. So when we were at the tomb of Nefertari, this was actually an optional tomb, but I felt the urge and the pull to go to this to this tomb. It felt important. And as soon as I started walking, there's this long corridor that you go down before you descend down into the tomb area. I could feel things starting to move. And so often the guards will treat you to various parts that might be roped off. And so there was an invitation for me to go behind an area that was roped off. And as soon as I stepped at the threshold of that little room, I just burst into tears. And so I knew that this was the place. Before I actually got into this tomb, so every place I've been going, is this where the keys? Is this the keys? Is this the keys? And so I finally said, yes, this is the keys. So I knew going into this that this was going to happen, or something was going to happen here. I didn't know what. So I entered this room, all these tears, and I walked into the core of the very small room, and the light language took over, and all of the codes and etc. Ended up coming forward, and I thought I was dropping off one key. However, when I left there, before I left, also I asked the man, like, what is this room? What is this room for? And he says, this goes to paradise. So this is apparently a room that was a portal that into the afterlife. And later discovered that I only had 3 keys left. So I knew that 2 keys got dropped off there, which related to the divine union of the masculine and feminine. So that was a very beautiful and powerful experience that I experienced there in Queen Nefertari's tomb. So what else extra special happened? So another intention I had going to Egypt was I wanted to, in fact, Jalpa, thank you, Jalpa, shared with me a stone that she had gotten recently that is only found in Egypt. And that is the Egyptian desert glass, and it's also known as Libyan Gold Tektite. And it was created by an asteroid. I've read several things online. Some say an asteroid, some say a meteorite. But either way, something from the cosmos came and hit the desert sand and melted the sand and created all these little globs of stone. And so this is, I have to, since I'm on my iPad today, I'm not used to where it's all a little different. Anyway, so this is the stone, and it is a little bit milky, but it is incredibly powerful. So this is a very high vibrational stone, can be used for all kinds of healings and activations. Some say it's the crown, others say different things. For me, it was very heart activating. So it probably, my guess is that it's going to activate you in whatever it is that you need. It's a very intelligent stone, I'll say that. And then I also got another piece of it in that's carved as, this is Sekhmet, which was one of the goddesses or gods. And so very powerful as well. That I've been using. I think these have been accelerating my catharsis, and so that's why there's been a lot more stuff going on. Anyway, very, very powerful stones. So those are here with us today that we will be using as part of this activation. So we have a lot of powerful energies coming through. And so as we've been going through each of these temples and restoring the original templates, in fact, at Karnak Temple, the Temple Karnak, or was it Luxor, one of those with the big, large obelisk, has been sending a broadcast frequency of war and wars and I don't know, something along those lines. A lot of damaging broadcasting, those kinds of frequencies. And so all of these, every temple that we go into, they clear all of this, and then we all contribute our own codes, our own healing abilities. And so every single one of these temples, the frequency is being completely transformed. And so they're all sending completely new frequencies. And so this will be seen in the days and weeks to come as this is affecting everyone on a chakra level, on a cellular level, on what am I thinking here? As we're all connected together, the collective, yes, that's what I'm thinking. So it's affecting all of us in very, very powerful ways. And so that is also very exciting to see how this is all going to translate. So I'm curious if any of you have some questions. We are here at this 5-star resort, beautiful, beautiful place. And so that's helping to anchor our abundance codes. Checking to see if anybody has any questions about what we have going on. Great to have you here, Stephen. And yes, so Jalpa has her stone with her too. Yes, it's an amazing stone. My heart is pounding listening to your experience of Nefertari's tomb, right? I know, right? So powerful. And please, as always, thank you. I was just about to say that. To like and share this with your friends. I do not monetize this channel. And so, because I don't like commercials and I have no control over what they are going to post. And so I've never liked the commercials. So the best way for you to share the love here is to like it, share it, subscribe to it, share it with your friends and family and anybody else that you think it could benefit from this. Today, we are going to be bringing in those abundance codes and so that we can start tapping into our future successful, abundant, prosperous self and have that be our inspiration to pull us forward instead of always chasing after something that seems elusive. So when we're in this energy that we are already this abundant self that we're just stepping more and more into, that's a very different energy and frequency than this where everybody seems to be chasing after this elusive energy. So, any questions about what I've been talking about so far? Hello from next door. Great having you here, Julia. Let's see. Jason from Egypt. Good to have you guys here. Thanks for all your support, guys. It's really appreciated. And wow, we have there's almost 50 of you guys, people here. So this is probably the largest group we've had, and so you must have missed me last week, and so we're making up for some lost time. So if there's no questions, we are just going to go ahead and dive into our my favorite part of the broadcast, which is the clearing that we do every week. So we do a process that's outlined in my book, Access Your Ultimate Power, the Blueprint to Infinite Intelligence. I don't have it with me here to show you, but it is available on Amazon. I'm sure Roma will post the link. And in this book, it outlines the process that we're about to do, which is called running your energy. Very simple process, but it's one that should be practiced on a daily basis until you know how to do it. Like you can do this with your eyes open. As a matter of fact, on the treadmill today, I was running my energy as I was running. And so, the more ways that you can find to do this practice, the better. And but it starts with closed eyes, or you can have your eyes open if you're good at that, and you'll just follow along. And I'm going to walk you through a process that's designed to move our energy uh, through our field, through our invisible energy field, in a very specific way, so that we have a system that is designed to clear the energies that give us a bad case of gravity, that hold down our light quotient and our joy and our magic and all of those good things, so that we can be the bright beacons that we all are. And so we are going to start this process by first getting ultra grounded. Now, in my book, I think there's only three steps to getting ultra grounded, but we now have five, because this is a growing, evolving process that is very much alive. And so, as we all are growing and expanding, this living system also is growing and expanding and changing, and more things being added to it as Spirit reveals to me. So, and thank you for posting that as well, Roma. This is a 20-minute version of what we're about to do. And so this is the one you would use to practice on a daily basis. Some people do it twice a day. They set their energy in the morning, they clear their energy at the end of the day. So however you'd like to do it, that would be the 20-minute meditation to use on a regular basis. So we're going to get ultra grounded, and there's now 5 parts to that. So first of all, we're going to establish a line of energy and make it big like a pipe, and it's going to go from the base of your spine all the way to the center of the planet. Now, you might think a lot of people who meditate, even people who have a lot of Middle Eastern or different practices, whatever, that they might be very good at bringing earth energy up through their legs, so they think they're grounded. But not having a grounding cord is crucial for you to be able to stay fully in your body. So this purpose of this grounding cord is to help you to release all that excess energy that's just stirring around. It's got no place to go. It's not even your energy. So this big pipe that descends all the way to the center of the planet is where you're going to send all of that energy. So super important to have that connected. So great, you all have a good grounding cord. So part 2 is to send those roots down from the bottoms of our feet deep into the earth, maybe as far as a redwood tree. And those roots are going to intermingle with the entire root system, and it's going to wrap around the entire planet. I mean, we're talking ultra grounded, right? Okay, so from here, now we're going to start tapping into this abundant feminine earth energy. And we're going to start bringing it up through the roots and through the bottoms of our feet, our ankles, our calves, our knees, up through our upper thigh, and then it's going to go down our grounding cord. So it's like 2 loops of energy, up the leg and down the grounding. The third part to getting ultra grounded is to pull in our worry circle, the circle of energy that radiates around that root chakra. Ideally, we wouldn't have a worry circle. However, if you have worry, stress, anxiety, uncertainty, doubts, fears, it's all going to collect in this circle. Let's see how far out this circle is extended today. Out to the 3rd layer of your aura. So that is going to make you not feel confident to step into your power. It won't feel safe to step into your power. So let's pull in this worry circle and all the worry, and you're just going to send it all down the grounding cord, including the whole circle. Like you just don't even need a circle, right? Okay, part 3. Part 4, super important. So many of you have big, big, big hearts, but they're not grounded. So that's what we're going to do next, is we're going to ground the heart. But first, we're going to see why it's not grounded. You would think it's in the heart, but it's not. It's actually in the root chakra. So we're going to go down to the root chakra again. We're going to go out to that 3rd layer. And we're going to use a black flame. If you wanted to use a circle black flame, you could do that. Pure darkness. This is going to transmute the control beings that are holding all of this fear and uncertainty at your grounding. And it's not allowing you to ground your hearts. So let's see, how many control? About 50. So this is kind of a newer thing that these fear entities are coming in big clumps now. 50 is a lot, and but we're waking up more and more, and they need more and more of these control beings to hold us down. So we're going to use that black flame. And we're just going to transmute all of this, these control beings. Okay, there. Now just notice that clearing at your root allowed your heart to ground. You notice that little shift there? Okay, so now your heart is grounded. And what is that for? 5th and final piece to getting ultra grounded is if you're a woman, you're going to rub your hands together and you're going to put one hand on each of your ovaries. And then you're going to imagine a Y, like 2 lines of energy coming from each of the ovaries, and it's going to merge with your grounding cord. These act like little sponges, and they collect all kinds of energy, a lot of masculine energy, as you try to heal all the men in your life. So let that drain down your grounding cord. This will help for those of you who have challenging menstrual cycles every month. This will help you with that. And then the men are going to ground their testicles. You would think that the grounding cord is right there, that would get grounded, but it's not. It's the testicles are just forward of the grounding cord, so it misses that. So draw a line from the testicles into the grounding cord. If you'd like to include the prostate, you can do that as well. So all of the male parts are grounded. Super important if you really want to step into your manhood, your masculine energy. Okay, great. So now we're ultra grounded. Now we're going to bring your attention far above your head. We're going to connect with pure source energy. We're going to start bringing this energy down through the creative rings that are above our head. There could be as many as 100 before it breaks through to infinity. So you don't have to know how many rings you have in order for you to start bringing pure source down through the rings. So what's happening right now is pure source is not even able to come down into the rings because there are some control beings at the top there that are not allowing pure source to come in. So we're going to use that black flame again, and we're going to transmute. There's only 15, so not so many, but we're going to use that black flame way up there. Just imagine you know where the top of your rings are. Just pretend. And there we go. So as you're transmuting these control beings, now pure source can start coming into the rings. There we go. And this is where all your dreams and desires are held. So it's recalibrating these in your highest and best interest. So now as it's coming into the crown, great job. 6, 5, 4. Stopping at the heart today. And 3rd layer. So connecting, we're going to be connecting to the heart of our power. or the power of our heart. And let's see what's in the way. Control beings. Let's use a black flame right in the heart chakra, right in the center of your chest. And this is going to transmute 50 control beings right in your heart. So as you're clearing that, know that these control beings are trying to prevent you to access your infinite intelligence and your ability to self-generate love that happens right here in the heart. Whew. Okay, so excellent. So now pure source is coming down through the heart, solar plexus, second chakra, spilling down the root. So now we're vertical. Take a deep breath into this powerful alignment. Connected way up high to pure source, rooted deeply into our Mother Earth. Okay, great. Now we're going to mix these two energies at the root. The earth energy coming up through the legs, pure source coming down the backside. We're going to bring that mixture, 50-50 mixture, up the front, real close to the spine. And then it's going to get the beginning of each of the chakras as it's coming up the front. So coming up through the second, it's getting stuck right in that second chakra. And there's three energies that get processed here. So emotional energies is one, our sexual information is two, and our creative energy. So right now, there's a lot of anger that's in the second chakra. So that would be the emotional part of the emotional component. And it's this emotional energy that diminishes our creative energy. So our ability to create, manifest, and we're talking about abundance codes today. So without clear access to our second chakra, if it's filled with anger, that's what we're going to be creating. We're going to just be creating more things that piss us off. So let's clear this. And because it's not even your anger. We're going to use a black flame and we're going to transmute more control beings. Another 50. So use that black flame right in that second chakra. Excellent. Great job. We have a great team here today. Wow, we're over 50. Woohoo! Great job, guys. So we're bringing this up now through that second chakra. And as that creative energy comes from the second up into the solar plexus, then it meets that action chakra that converts this energy into doable things that then start to make things happen. So right now, so it's stopping there. Third layer, third chakra is like a big stop sign. Let's see what's holding back your power to create. Control beings. And we're going to use a black flame. Another 50. So just let that big black flame transmute all of these control beings. They're at a different frequency than pure darkness. Moya a nai to puko ye amatu moye. Okay, good. Stepping into our power. So now as we're coming up through the solar plexus, into the heart, let it stir at the heart. Out to that third layer. So again, this is where the heart is disconnected from its power source, so the fullness of the power of our heart. More control beings, only 5. Only 5. So use that black flame there. And it's interesting how many times 5 has shown up for me on this trip. So the 5 keys. So I'm anxious to see where the other 3 are going to go. Yeah, just 5 everywhere, which is 5 is like rapid transformation. So we are on that path. All right, so as we're coming up through the solar plexus, there we go. It's going to come up into our heart where we start to connect our passion, and we're pulled by our passion instead of being pushed by anger. So in the heart, out to that third layer, the power of our heart. I think we were just here. It sounds like we were just here, but apparently we weren't. I think we were at the solar plexus. But we're here now. So we're clearing the heart and this power that is not ours, that's blocking our power to be able to connect our power to our hearts. So we're going to use another black flame at the heart, more control beings, another 50. Yeah, you'd think that we were just there, right? So every time you have a new intention, you find all new things. We discovered this in the last clearing every single body system program, etc. Everything was at the root. We clear this organ, we go to the root. We clear that organ, we go to the root. It's amazing. But they know that the root is the foundation. And if you disable the foundation, everything above it is ineffective. All right, so as we're bringing this 50-50 mixture up through the heart, there it goes, throat, 6 chakras. So right at the 6, we're going to clear some beliefs, some programs that are not ours. And there are another 50 control beings right at that 6th chakra. So this is what governs our beliefs, how we see the world. The thoughts we think about the most often, for the longest duration, with the greatest intensity, is how we create our world. So let's clear some of these programs that are not ours. And we're going to use that black flame again to clear the control beings. There's only 5, but we want 0. So use that black flame. And let's see. A lot of anger in the 6th chakra. But it's actually that the anger is over some deeper underlying fears. Fear of the unknown, fear of the future, fear of not being able to do enough, or you think you're not doing enough. That's really what it is. There's really less to do than you'd think. It's really more important to be these frequencies and spend our time and energy and focus being these energies, clear, high vibrational, and everything else follows from there. It all naturally starts to unfold from there. Of course, we're not sitting under our money tree waiting for money to fall on our head. We have to implement, we have to take action. That's what the 3rd chakra does. But when that 3rd chakra is balanced with the feminine is like a magnet, pulls things to it effortlessly. And then that masculine part of the solar plexus takes the necessary actions as well. So they work together. So as we're coming up through that 6th chakra, excellent. And now we're coming out through the crown. This energy is going to cascade down through all the layers of our aura like a big fountain. And we're going to pay special attention to the 3rd layer that's connected to our solar plexus. So we're clearing more of that effort, pushing, chasing, forcing, so that we can experience more ease and grace in our life. It doesn't have to be hard. No hard work. That's that martyr. We don't need martyr moms. Okay, good. Then we're going to jump out to the 15th layer. We're going to start at the bottom. And we're going to lift the 1%, that oppressive energy on the planet. We're going to lift that up and out of this 15th layer. And when it gets above our head, it just goes through that central core, send it off planet. Today, the 20th layer wants to get grounded. So we're going to start at the top. This is our innate warrior, the part of us that has 360 degrees of awareness in every direction. And it also has access to 360 senses. I've narrowed it down or identified, not specifically all of them, but around 333 of them. So I started writing a book on the way here, and that was included in it. So we'll see if and when that book unfolds. It was inspired by our last 16-day program. So all about health and wellness and raising our light quotient and our light frequency. So we're clearing our aura, that 20th layer. We start at the top. And so a lot right around the solar plexus. You might notice it gets kind of heavy right there around the solar plexus. So our innate warrior doesn't want to do anything hard. It just stands in its power, right? And that power is it's amazing when you're in your power. It's actually quite effortless when we're really in our power. It just, we're boom, grounded in our power. And so that's what our 20th layer wants, is to get really grounded so that we have 360 degrees of abundance and radiance in every direction. Okay, so that's 20. Let's go out to the 50th layer. We're going to start at the bottom. This is the Watchers. If you want to use a rainbow flame in this layer, this is a dark energy. Excuse me. Hang on just a second. Okay, so 50. And then we're going to clear the 100th layer. That's the last layer before it breaks through to infinity. So these other layers, I think in the book it only goes to maybe the 20th layer, 25th, 30th layer, I think it goes to. So beyond that, we have all new energies that we're clearing. This 100th layer is where the Dracos hang out. So let's use a black flame in this entire 100th layer. And then this is where we really start to experience this concept of oneness. Becomes not just a concept anymore. We really feel how we are connected to everyone. All right, so that's the aura. Last but not least, we're going to clear our circle of reciprocity. So many great givers out there, right? But it always starts at the heart. Giving starts from the heart as it comes out that right arm. So bring this self-generated love out that right arm, masculine giving arm. And then you're going to put your fingertips together like you're holding a small ball. And that way the energy can come through the palms and through all of the fingertips. And as it's coming into that left hand, okay, good. It's coming in part way, but it's stopping right about the wrist. So this is the left receiving hand. If you're used to controlling things, it's going to be much harder for you to surrender and allow the receiving to come into this left hand. So this is how you, just one of the parts of how you manifest is we give, but then you have to allow yourself to receive. There's so much waiting to come into your energy field for you to receive, but it's blocked. There's nowhere for it to come in. So right at the wrist, there is actually 5 control beings. So let's use a black flame right at that right wrist so that you can receive more effortlessly. Surrender, allow. Okay, there we go. So now it's coming up through the elbow, shoulder, front and back of the heart. That's the circle. And then simultaneously through the throat, through the six, through the crown, through the rings, through all of the rings, so that this is also part of your Akashic records. So then you can have access to more information about the past, about the future, whatever timeline you need to know about. It's all accessible up there. So, more rings does not necessarily, some people think more is always better. But that's not necessarily the case. So the rings are going to amplify everything in your energy field. You're gonna manifest faster, you're gonna manifest bigger, more intensely, but the rings don't care what it amplifies. So if you have a darker energies in your energy field, you're gonna know right away. If you have a lot of rings, you're gonna know right away. And if you don't have very many rings, there may be some very big reasons for that. And so you're given more as you're able to accommodate what you're going to be manifesting. All right. So before I look at a couple more things, checking to see if anybody has any questions. It goes to 30 layers in the book. Thanks, Lynn. Does wearing a black help? I don't usually. I would advise against wearing black. In when I had my colors done, and this is from more of a cosmetic energy thing, but I think it also speaks to the energy of black, is that it can act like a stop sign. So, like when you wear black, then it prevents people from coming to you, and I would also venture to say that there may be more information coming down the pike around this if you set the energy at pure darkness. That's a possibility. So I personally wouldn't do that. I don't wear black. I don't like black. To me, it just doesn't feel good. It's not a feel good color. So I never wear black. And you could muscle test. That's another thing you could do. Muscle test for you if you should wear black. That was the answer that needed to come through. Okay, good. Let's see what other questions you guys have. No black. Thank you, Jerry. Uh, Jerry rocks the white. I know it. All right. What is the most significant thing you can learn that you are bringing to your practice? What is the most significant thing you learned that you are bringing to your practice? Are you talking about that I learned while I was here in Egypt? Or because we're bringing the practice to you guys. Now, an interesting thing, you may not realize this, is that I do not practice running my energy every day. I have done this for so long that I am always, all day long, checking my energy field and how it's running. And I just know if anything's off, and then I check things. And so, but we are starting, this is a very beginning stage and place for many and most of you to start, is to start with this practice so that you can elevate your frequencies. And so that's kind of an interesting question. Yes, Egypt. So the most significant thing that we learned that was bringing to our practice. I think that there's just this new level of awareness. I'll speak to that. There's this new level of awareness. Now, this might be because of these new elevated frequencies in all of my body systems, organs, etc. Having done all that, created a greater awareness about my entire body so that I'm more deeply embedded in my body. The deeper you go inward, the more you expand outward. So I think it has also created a new level of awareness, because especially as I started to go through all the senses, the 330 some odd senses, when you start realizing all the ways that we are paying attention to what's going on around us, it creates so much more, just awareness and awareness. Yeah. And so when you're more aware, then you know more of what's going on around you, both on a good side and on a not so good side. So thank you for that question, Allie. Good question. I don't know why, but Ina is buzzing. Let's see. Ina's buzzing, vibrating, feeling in the chest. Your heart's 100% open. And so this might be some new energy that you've not experienced quite like this before in your chest. So your chest is waking up. Good thing. We need a nice, big, open, awake hearts, right? Can the stone be purchased in the States? Yes, it can, because you can purchase it online. So it is available online. And if you'd have to have enough awareness to know whether or not it's actually the real stone. So if you can tap into your knowingness and you know that it's real, go for it. If you want some help with that and you're not sure, let me know, send me a picture, and I'll let you know. It's so great to have you guys here. Okay, any other questions? I don't see the control beings when we are clearing. Do we just hold the intention? Yeah. That they are being transmuted by the black flame? Yes, just hold the intention. A lot of these things you may not be aware of. I have a very heightened sense of awareness. And so that's why I'm able to do what I can do and create the transformations and the shifting of energies. Speaking of abundance codes, so this new way of operating by broadcasting our frequency, connecting to the frequency that is broadcasting about our future abundant, prosperous selves, we are connecting to that future self and having that pulling us forward. So let's check. One of the things I want to check is our wealth, prosperity, abundance, our money vibration. Let's see if these are different, because I don't usually check this, but I always like doing new things, right? That's how you learn. So the money vibration, we're just taking a collective read of everybody's money vibration on the call, is at about 500, which is pretty low on my scale. 500 is love on the Hawkins scale, but that, to me, that's more like I love chocolate. There's a much higher frequency of love on the infinity scale. And so when we can get our money vibrating at this frequency of infinity, clearing out all the energies that are interfering with our high money vibration, then we start attracting from a completely different level. Right now, you're attracting this frequency of money that's only at 500. So you like money, but there's a whole nother level available. So hang on just a second. Okay. Okay, so money is at 500. Let's check the frequency of abundance. So this is more on the infinity scale instead of a percentage. Abundance, that's also at 500. So those are basically the same energy, just different names. And prosperity is at a different frequency. Yes, it is, because it's at 250,000. So in many ways, many of you feel very prosperous, like you're prospering, you're thriving. It is a different energy than the energy of abundance and the energy of money. And then how about the energy of wealth? The energy of wealth. That, interestingly enough, is only at like 200 and something. And I see that it has a lot of the frequencies of the like the Illuminati and cabal kind of energy that's controlling all the money. And so people are not wanting to be wealthy because of that energy. So in this next 18-day program, we are going to be clearing some new energies that I've not done before. And one of those is clearing artificial intelligence out of our money. They're in the process of trying to create digital currency, right? And so that doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. We have entered into the Piscean age, which is all about technology. So it's not that technology in and of itself is bad, but the ways that they're using it to control us is certainly not something that we, or I'll speak for myself, not something I want to support. So we're going to be taking artificial intelligence out of our money. And that's going to be one of the new things we're going to be doing in this next 18-day program. So what am I talking about, the 18-day program? Every other month, we do a program that is the practice that we just did. It's only done for 20 minutes, however. Every day for 18 days, we take the weekends off. And there is a foundational group. If you're completely new and this is all, foreign to you, that would be the group you would join, is the foundational group. Then we also meet at night, so 8 in the morning Pacific time, 8 at night Pacific time, and that's the advanced group. So in the advanced group, we dive deeper. We work different energies that are a little more advanced. And so we do that every day for 18 days, and we are it's going to be run a little bit differently this time, because there is a little I'll call it a wrinkle. It's a good wrinkle. About halfway through the program, what would be the program, because we're starting January 9th, is a call to go to Italy, and I'm not going to be too specific, other than we're cutting some snake heads. I'll just say that. So as part of this group, doing some really important work in I'll say in Rome. It could be more specific, but I'm not going to go that specific. But anyway, I feel this call to support this team. And so that would be about in the middle, what would be the middle of this program. So Spirit is still figuring out logistics, but it seems to me it might be absolutely ideal to spend the first part of the program really helping you elevate your frequencies with this practice. And then you'll have like a week off where you can just really dive into this practice, keeping those frequencies elevated on your own, so that when we come back, and have like a little bit of a almost not quite a week break, or maybe a week break, that then the second phase we can really start to turn on the gas and really start to step into amplifying those frequencies and implementing and doing all the supporting work that's going to help you really start to manifest and move the needle. So we're going to be not only working with money and prosperity, abundance, etc., but also your businesses. So there's a very specific way we're going to work with your business and an avatar, and it's going to be completely different from your energy, but our businesses are an extension of us. But by doing this avatar, it helps us to kind of remove ourselves from the energies that are embedded and get stuck in our business. And so it's a really powerful way to not only amplify our own energies, our own frequency and money vibrations, but then our business as well. And then we run our money through our businesses in addition. So it's going to be really powerful. I'm really excited about this one. And it might not be any accident that we have this little interim, but all the details are still being worked out, all the logistics. But I'm just giving you some ideas so you'll know kind of what's coming down the pike. All right. Let's see what else. I can feel this burning. You guys want to clear your money frequencies, and I'm going to wait. You know, we do that. We've done this often enough that you can go back into YouTube and find, if you were to search money or abundance, there's plenty of ones in there that are designed specifically to raise your money vibration. And I'm going to save these new elevated frequencies of abundance for this new program, because it's going to be special, and I can't wait to have it all revealed there. So we did get a taste of this running of our energy, stepping into the abundance codes. Okay, so we'll do one thing. We'll do one thing. Let's raise the energy of abundance. So it's because I'm curious if the money vibration will stay the same, because I think it will. So let's create a little experiment here. So the abundance energy is only at 500. So we're going to raise that, and we're going to go to our root chakras, out to that third layer. And so there's no control beings here, but there is the Draco energy. That's the heaviest, darkest energies on the planet. Let's use a black flame in our root all the way up to the 100th layer. That's the energy that's preventing us from being fully in our abundance. And we are abundant. We're made of the same thing as the stars and the birds, and they never worry about where their next worm's coming from. So let's really, we're going to clear this energy in the 100th layer of our aura, around our root, the energy that's interfering with our abundance, tapping into our innate nature that already is. Okay, good. Okay, cool. So hang on. Okay, I stand corrected. So I said earlier that abundance and money are the same energy. They are not, because we just raised our abundance frequency to infinity. And the money vibration is still at 500. So we just learned something new, that they are separate energies. And so this is why the value of measuring all of these different things is so that you can have them all being all aspects of wealth, prosperity, and abundance. We're going to be raising all of that stuff. Okay, cool. That was excellent. So you guys have any questions before we send you off? And we are going to be, I'm excited to find out where the rest of these keys are going to land. I have a feeling it's sort of checked. I did a little future check, and we'll see if it's accurate. The Sphinx and the King's Chamber. So on the solstice, we're going to be doing a really powerful activation. I think I did post it on my Facebook page, if you check it out there, that Christoph is going to be doing a live broadcast. And so if you have a chance to tap into that, do it. It's going to be super, super powerful. You'll get a chance to experience what I've been experiencing every day here. It's just been super amazing. All right. Lovely people. Thank you so much for joining me today, all the way from Egypt. And I have had this plugged ear since I started. I did a salt float before I came here and got some water in my ear, put the plug in, and it drove it in. So it was starting to get pretty good until today when I went scuba diving, snorkeling. And so got more water in my ear. So it'll be great when all that gets cleared out and I'm not talking in a box anymore. All right. Well, I will see you all next Friday. I'll be home by then. I think I come back next Thursday. So I'll be home on Friday, and I'll be broadcasting from Southern California. And so as long as we have a safe journey, which we will, of course, I will see you all next Friday. So thank you all for joining, and be sure to share this and download that 20-minute meditation so that you can practice this on a regular basis. You have a super loud ringing in your ear today. We had a great clearing. The last broadcast we did a clearing on the ears. Listen to that, Susie. See if you can find it. And there were people whose ringing in their ears subsided. So I would check that out. All right, all of you, sending so much love from Hurghada, Egypt, on the Red Sea, and we will see you all next week. Sending so much love. Namaste. We get out of here. Hang on. Let's see.